Warning, incoming game over. Warning, incoming game over.
Hello, everybody. That was a false start. I was testing you. Um, this is game over. Uh, I am here because I am contractually obligated to be here. Um, um, that's a game, right? It was okay. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. After two late night games, don't have a great amount of energy, and this team has pissed me off. So I was coming into this being like, oh, I don't know how high energy I will be or how much I have to give. But frankly, this team just pissed me off so badly that now I am awake. I saw a lot of people on my Blue Sky feed, on my Twitter feed, just kind of being really angry. Sorry, guys, I've got a my cough is acting up. Give me a second. Yes. So everybody's really mad and I'm so upset. Uh it is a 1:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time where I am right now, and listen, I don't sleep very much anyways, but this is but it's like I was paying attention this late into the night. I was caring about something, and then this team just absolutely shot the bed. Um I don't know. We'll break down this game a little bit because I think it's a little bit more complicated than that, or a little bit more. I don't know. There's more to it than that. But first, I would like to welcome you all. I am joining you. You are also joining me. Um, Mhm. Sorry, I see Chris and Vaguely Sober in the chat. Hello. Nice having you guys. As per always. Oh my God. I am choking, much like the Habs. Give me a second. Yes. How do we want to start this? Let's start by going over the game, right? Like period one, which reminds me, I am not in the correct period right now, but that's fine. We can fix it. Everything is fixable in life, except I think David Savard's legs at this point. Like that's mean, but you guys know what I mean. It's just not it's hard to watch, man. Uh yeah, it's hard to watch. It was a swing of emotions. And it's never fun. I'm having fun and I'm not having fun, you know? I honestly think I'd be a lot calmer about this game if it wasn't 1:30 a.m. right now, but that's the hand we've been dealt. So here we are. Um, Yoel Armia, the secret to this team? Question mark. Um, I'm joking, but also is the fourth line the secret to this team? Like, is that where we're at right now? Um, is the fourth line not going means that we're not going? We can't have that, which feels so unfair to say because the first line participated, like, it did a lot. Okay, you know what? Let's go over this game. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting pissy. We're not having a good time. So let's have a good time, which of course means going over this game. Hello, Denis. Very nice to have you. I swear I have that question every single time and I feel so bad. Yes, but let's go over this game just really quickly. I don't want to talk about it very much, or I guess I'm gonna have to, frankly. But let's go over the game really quickly. So it started off real bad. It was a bad game. I have the NHL website up right now, which is why I look even paler than usual right now. But it was a rough start, man. It was not good. So the first goal is scored by Brandon Montour, who seems to be a Habs killer, assisted by Jordan Eberle. Um, and it was scored like 5 minutes in, I want to say. Yeah. And that was the moment where I think there were a few different people that it had to go through, but I'd say maybe Dobesh was a little eager on the puck, which also happened again later, and it's just something that's making me nervous. We all have our goalies that need like a toddler leash. I think it might be time. So that the first period was just not good. It was, let's be completely honest, it was bad. Um, we had we got outshot crazily. I'm looking at the shot and goals, 5 to 15. It wasn't good, right? Like it just didn't look good, especially because Dobesh did start, like, he saved their ass for the rest of the period. Like, I tweeted out, they better be kissing him right now. Like, big fat kiss, right? But like, he saved their ass. Um, he did work, and like, my constant refrain has become help your goalie out. Just help them out. Um, it just seems like sometimes they just forget to do that. Guys, we don't have Carey Price in the net anymore. We can't just throw the goalies out and be like, figure it out. That's not how it works. So, moving on to the second period, I was really hoping that they'd figure something out over the intermission, because really my initial thought at the end of the first period was, let's just get out of here down 0-1. Like, best we can ask for, I think. Um, So they came back. I was hoping they'd figure something out. Seemed like they hadn't really, because almost right away, not right away, but like 4 minute mark, Tolvanen scores 2-0 Seattle. Not good. I think that was another one, if I recall correctly, that I think Toby might have played that a little bit. I can't remember. Everything melts in together. Um, Shot 7 to 19 at one point. I have my in my notes here. And then we had the power play, and my reaction was, who cares if the power play is good or not? Patty's there. And sometimes a power play can be just one guy. It's not always gonna work, but it does sometimes. So once they had that goal, and it wasn't tied, but it was 1-1-2. Um we had It felt like the team was immediately awake, which was really nice to see. It felt like they weren't ready to give in yet, which was nice. I thought Newey was great. He went right in. That moment where who is it? Larson, I want to say, who like ran Dobie. Like, what are we doing? That was not I was not thrilled with that. Um, Let me just catch up in the chat a little bit. Yes. Yeah, sorry, just checking up on everybody. Shout out to the post, yes. Um, But um we had Patty on the power play. That yes. So Jesus, my mic just completely like read out because I must have screamed way too loud. Sorry. Um so after the Dobie thing, the Dobesh knee to the head, which by the way should have been a penalty on Larson, but wasn't, because Jack Guy dared to stand up for his goalie, and then Slaf stood up for his goalie, and that's fun, right? Like, we like to see Slaf standing up. And it seemed like that kind of got him going. Um, it, it seemed like that was the momentum shifter. Um, 4 has with speed. I really like that. I really like that 4-on-4. I felt like the Habs were really aggressive. They were going in. Then there was like a man, Laine. We need to talk about Laine. I wanted to talk about him on last night's show. It was a crossover with Game Over Vancouver. And then we just got distracted, so I couldn't. So we'll talk a little bit of Laine later. Um, but that pass from line A to, Newhook, great. Wonderful, like, that line seems to work, or that combination seems to work. I honestly think Alex Newhook is doing a lot, and I don't mean that in a bad way, I mean that as in he's doing a lot for this team. I know it's not really coming across on the score sheet as much because, it feels like the first line is feasting, but I think he's doing a lot, and I've been really impressed with him. Um, Period 3, or sorry, completely forgot to mention the Slaf goal. Oh my god, what a goal. Sick. Um, I feel like this was boring, me going over the game, so I'm just gonna go over it really quickly. The Slav goal, um, then start the third, they seemed really good, they were doing well. One of my notes is ha 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 4-2 Slav. So, you know, uh, I wasn't sure that would count, and I think Slav thought that it wouldn't count either. Um, but it did, and that's a 100 point for our boy. Yuri Slafkovsky. Then we had the 4-3, the rookie goal, which always bound to happen. And then the 4-4. And I stopped taking notes after that because I got so pissed off. I stopped taking notes. Um, sorry. Um, yeah, but that's a VAR penalty. Like the entire game and the last game as well, I'd kind of been like talking about like how I feel kind of bad. Like it almost feels like we're, like, asking an elder to do something that they really shouldn't be, which, like, I think we are of Savard, but, like, I felt bad, and now I'm like I got so mad at that penalty. It was just the reffing was reffing. I don't wanna blame them for the way that this team, like, shat away the lead, but the refs were certainly doing a job. I don't know if they were doing their job, but they were doing a job. Um I'm just gonna catch up back on the chat. Um, Cameron says the choking is method acting. The Habs collapsed tonight. Yep, they got me. Um, Chris says, "Well, jeez, I should really use my inhaler, but I'm busy doing my job, guys." Um, Chris has felt some insane moments of joy followed by moments of horror. Um, Shout out to the posts. Riv, I think, says couple soft penalties on Jack Guy. Don't think Marty should have benched him. Looked like the first period again when he got benched. I disagree with that. I do agree that some the penalties on Jack Guy, at least two of them were soft. Like the one that was after they ran our goalie, and apparently we can't protect our goalie anymore. Um, that one was a little suspect to me. Like, I don't know, maybe that could have been a penalty, probably could have been a penalty, but somebody else also should have gone off. Um, but that call, the one that they called that their rookie scored on. Can't remember that one. That one felt a little bit like I don't know, the refs are searching for game management tools right now. It seems like you're handing them something. I think that I think that pairing has been rough, man, which really sucks because I feel like Jacko was improving so much, but then David Savard happened and like God bless him, he has his space. He has his place on this team. Maybe maybe not on the ice, but he has his place on the team. But it felt like Jack-Eye was making all this progress and was doing great, and it's been a slow and steady downhill. Even when we were winning, I'm not just saying this because we lost today. I just think it's been a really rough pairing. Um, but I also understand where Marty's at because, like Matheson and Carrier have been doing great. But Matheson and Carey have been doing great, but and Hudson and Struble look really good, which like shout out to our friends over at Locked On Canadians, Ian and Laura. Like they had that idea before I ever even considered it, and it seemed like they did looks like a good pairing. Um just reading back some of the stuff. Chris says everybody stop being weird about Line 8 challenge. Yeah, everybody stop being weird about Line 8. Also, thanks, Mark, for stopping by. I'm pretty sure he's gone, but thank you. Um, Everybody needs to stop being weird about Line A. But you know what? Let's talk Patrick Line A. Is that where we want to go? Guys, feel free to direct me if that's not where you want me to go. Um, but let's talk Patrick Laine. But first, before we do, I would like to introduce you guys to our sponsors, Inchubichu. And I will give it to Andrew while I go search for my inhaler and enjoy.
We are so excited to tell you about our new partner here at Game Over Montreal, a delightfully witchy goth and glam jewelry store making handcrafted art that varies from subtle silver to gold pieces to glamorous bespoke. Inchu Bijou is more than just a company. They've built a community through advocacy and a welcoming attitude that has made them an institution here in Montreal. Located in the historic Chateau Saint Ambroise, Inchu Bijou also runs seasonal themed markets called Maleficarum Market or Marché Maleficarum en français, where artisans from all over get together and showcase and sell their wares. Drop by 4000 Rue Saint Ambroise, Suite 278, and say hi to Astrid and the Wicked team, or head to inchubijou.com and enhance your style. The next Maleficarum Market will be on the weekend of February 8th and 9th. We'll see you there. Now, let's get back to the show, but before you do, make sure you subscribe to Game Over Montreal, Game Over Network, and smash like on this video because it really helps us out.
Okay, I'm back. All inhalered up. It's gonna. I had a headache, and I was like, I think it's because I haven't drank any water, so I've got some electrolytes in there. Um, I will talk about Pat about Patrick Laine now. Um, Everybody feel free to throw your opinions in here. You are going to have to be nice to Patrick Laine. You don't have to be, but I'll make you be. Um, Sorry guys, it's been unhinged. It's been a little I'm let's try to get our energy up, everybody. Awake. We are awake. We are alive. We are existing. I see Mark, our Game Over Vancouver guest was, or host was very confused why Andrew was on screen. Yeah. Andrew's on screen because I am still practicing my French, and I don't want to butcher any of the words in those ads and ad reads. That's not fair to our sponsors. So we're we're tiding ourselves over. Um, so what were we going to talk about? You were going to talk about something. Patrick Laine. Yes, we were going to talk about Patrick Laine. You know, I honestly wish I had more energy right now because I would love to give this rant my all. But man, we all have to start being so much more normal about Patrick Laine. It's not a joke. I feel like people have truly gotten insane. There has been an insane reaction to him that pisses me off so bad because oh, Patrick Liney's back and suddenly our power play is scoring. Wonder what's up with that. Like, oh, I wonder if he's like good. Chris reminds me, yeah, Patty Line and people being weird. Yes, Patty Line. And okay, so I'm not sure if you guys have seen, but with the flu, with him being out with the flu, which I'm not sure if you guys have ever had the flu, like the actual flu, not just a cough and a cold, which is bad enough as it is. Like I feel like shit when I have the cough and the cold, but when you have the flu, it's hard, like, people lose weight, like, it's hard. Um, but so let me start with this. There's been people who have been speculating that he isn't playing because he doesn't want to play. Whether that's for reasons that are he wants to be traded or that they're holding him back, but they don't want people to know, which I'm sorry, do you think Marty's the kind of coach who would hide who he's sitting? Like, I don't think he would. Um, but it's it's that, and I've seen these like weird insinuations. So first of all, people like we need to start saying what we mean. Let's use our mouth and say the words we mean instead of hiding it in coded language. So let's not dance around it. Let's not like say all these weird coded things when we just mean something. I need people to just say that they think Patrick Laine has so the thing I've seen is like, oh, he's now we're seeing why he doesn't work out in places. No, guys, we saw the reason he didn't work out in places was because he was struggling with his mental health. So say that. Say that. We think I don't think this, but let's say you think that he isn't working out in Montreal. Say it. His mental health is not conducive to this environment. Just say that. Instead of like I emojiing around it. Jesus Christ, I'm so pissed off. It's just like I just hate how cruel people are. You know, like I had these first of all, there's this like weird insinuation that there's something else happening other than him being like sick. No. Guys, I'm not sure if you saw his face in like the walk-in pictures. He looks like a man who's been sick. I'm not sure if you saw him coughing on the bench. He is sick. He might still be sick, or he might be just recovering from a cough and just who knows. He has not just been held out for whatever reason. And then I'm seeing people being like, "Oh, he owes us a goal because he owes us playing. Oh, Suzuki hasn't missed any games. Oh, Savard plays through this. Oh, Josh Anderson is 50% of a person right now. He's still playing." No. Listen, if it works, it's fine. Nick Suzuki, for some reason, just can play no matter. I bet he's injured at some point and he's played through it. It's fine. Whatever. It is fine. You have David Savard, who, by the way, I'm not sure if you noticed, every single time he went down on the ice and got back up, he looked like it hurt him. It, like, it's not, it's so insane to take that and be like, oh, he should have been playing and he owes us playing through being sick. It's not, that's not how it works. Like, I see a Manny underscore KSC Warrior 661 um say that Line did what he had to do with this game. What are you talking about? No, I'm not like I agree. I agree. Line did everything that he needed to this game. He's been great. I'm just talking about people who have been weird about him. Um Cameron says, I could write a 50-page essay on the way fans dehumanize athletes. Easily the worst thing around sports. Yeah, and can we talk about how like there's a certain industry that's made it worse? But yeah. I think Patty did what he needed to do. I still think he's not feeling 100%, which is why he was on the third line and not the second. Um, but he did what he had to do. He had the goals. He had that sick assist. He did what he could, and he helped us. I was gonna say helped us win. He helped us get to overtime. I just think we could all stand to be a little bit more normal about Patrick Laine and be just nicer in general. And I know that's a lot to say because, like, I went on a whole tirade about how I hope that fans of the Boston Bruins are truly having the most miserable time of their life. But, like, specifically to a person, like, I'm seeing some really. I wish that people could. I say it. I say it all the time, but I wish we could all be just a little bit more normal. Patrick Laine is amazing for what he is. Natalie says, if Patty only plays PP and scores every second PP, that's fine by me. That's a 40-goal season. Yeah, exactly. Like, of course we'd like his play 5-on-5 to be good, but the power play goals count just as much as the regular time goals, guys. Like, those goals add just as much to the final score line as any of the 5 versus 5 goals do. So if he makes our power play good and he makes every every 3 power plays, he scores in one of every 3 power plays for the rest of the season, I'm fine with that. He is already doing enough. We have our top line carrying as they've been amazing. Again, I'm gonna give our great friends over at Locked On Canadiens a shout out because in their show they went over some of the analytics. I not necessarily don't want to say cup of tea because I am interested, but not necessarily my strength. Numbers. But Ian pulled up some stats and it like our top line. genuinely elite. Sorry, elite. They are elite, and they have been showing that. Um, they've sorry, an elite line that's been carrying a team that's having some trouble. Um, I really do think that they missed a guy like Yoel Armia, in today's game. Um, you know what? Why don't we talk about that a little bit? But first, first I am going to talk to you a little bit about Game Over's Patreon. So we are we love all of you guys. We're so glad to have you. Just want to provide another way you can support. So are you looking for ways to help an upstart media company employing over 30 young journalists and analysts across Canada? If you have a few spare bucks kicking around, you can head over to our Patreon page or patreon.com/, the Game Over Network. There you'll find multiple different tiers featuring different awards and goodies for helping us grow. There's extra access, exclusive look behind the scenes, Discord benefits, merch discounts, opportunities to give us feedback, and you can join us for special shows live, where you can interact with our hosts as we launch more ways to improve your experience and to, grow our community. And if you're not able to spare a few dollars, which absolutely understandable, we have a free tier available too, so you don't miss out. Um, if you really want to help us and don't want to do it another way or can't, we would just really appreciate if you were to click like on this video or subscribe on YouTube. If you listen to this on a podcast, or if you even enjoy this in place of a podcast, go to your favorite podcast app of choice and rate us 5 stars. Share our work on social media. We're working really hard. And Jesus, and we can use your support. So that's patreon.com/, the Game Over Network, for great content. Just gonna read back some of this stuff so I can take also, to be honest, so I can take a moment and catch my breath so I don't choke again. Um, First, though, I am going to get us shifted to our third period. There we go. Where am I? Yes. I'm gonna read this back. Carmen says it's a massive problem in the NBA too. All major media outlets are guilty in contributing to the discourse because fans eat it up. Completely agreed. I think especially the Laine stuff has been like pushed by RDS a lot, which I don't like. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be calling out specific channels here, but Andrew's asleep, so I don't know. Um, Chris says the Patty Laine stuff pisses me off, because it reminds me so much of people turning on Monty like a month ago. Laine is fine. The fact that he's producing this much after being out for so long is exceptional to the norm. We knew he was coming back from a year without play. Everybody chill out. Yeah, pretty good, pretty good, like summary of what's happening. Manny says 2 games we've been penalized for bullshit penalties. Are we gonna talk about that? Uh, yeah, man. It's it's difficult to watch these calls happen, especially, like, I think the Vancouver games calls were, like, a lot more suspect even. That's a Chris Lee classic. Uh, for some reason, the guy's just a nightmare. Like, I don't think he's good at our job, and dare I say it, he is extremely bad at his job, especially against the Montreal Canadiens. Um, I don't know. It's just very often I'm like, it's not fair. I know it's not fair. You have to kill it anyways. You have to kill the penalty anyways because you're not always going to get the right call. But it's frustrating. Don't blame me for being mad because I because I am also mad about that. It's hard to watch it happen. I feel like I'm gonna get in trouble if you guys see what my shirt is, but it's there we go. Anyways, uh but it's just hard to watch because you see this team working so hard, especially on the second half of back to back, and they're working so hard to get it together and to try to get something going. And then there's just a bullshit soft penalty. Now, I'm not saying that that Arbor Jackeye penalty, like the last one, wasn't a real penalty. It was, but I call that at that point of the game. Like really, that's what we're doing now. That's what we're doing, especially after all we've let go. Like we're gonna call that now? Okay. Like, all right. um but I do think that Savard penalty was very real and he did not need to do that. That was that was terrible decision making by a guy who's supposed to be a leader. Um And honestly, I think it was more that he just didn't know what else to do. Because guess what? David Swart does not have the legs for that. Like, he does not have the legs to keep up with the game right now. And that's what happens. Um, I know that, like, I know we don't have a lot going on in terms of the right side. So I understand why David Swart is playing, but I wonder if, like, sitting him for 2 games might be a good idea. Um, he just looks cooked. He looks cooked, and it's hard to watch, um, because not only is it costing the team, but it's just hard to watch a guy struggle like that. Um, I'm gonna try to see if I can find some quotes. Probably not, because they're probably flying back, so the reporters didn't get to talk. But I'm gonna take a few looks. Um, appreciate all the moral support. Um, Oh, that's humiliating. Sorry. I just came across a tweet that that was the fastest goal of any start of overtime and tied for the fastest from any start of any period in the NHL history. That is humiliating. Don't like that. Don't want to be a part of that. Gonna read back some of the stuff. Oh, Scott Metliff to kind of talk about some of the things I'm seeing on Blue Sky, some of the content, because I do like to keep a finger on the pulse of how everybody's feeling. Um, Ian, maybe it's Ian, from Locked On Canadiens says call up a defenseman. One of Savard or Jackeye needs to sit. That pair has sucked wind for a while now, and tonight they imploded. To agree, I think the pairing itself is a problem, less than even Jackeye. I would say it's Savard and the pairing. And I feel like Jackeye would be fine uh in another situation. Um, at least we got a right. At least we got a loser point. Nothing else. Also, I know everybody keeps talking about it, but I'm going to talk about it again. Can't believe that Christian Dvorak has been stuck on 99 goals for like 20,000 years at this point. I wonder when it's gonna, wonder when that dam's gonna break. It sucks seeing like a seeing a veteran cost the team like that. I think that's really discouraging. Um, I am now checking. Um, there we go. Just going to take a quick look. Um, see if there's any quotes out there. Usually they are available from their Arpin or Prianta, but I'm not sure that either of them are on the road uh right now. Gonna do another quick check. Uh, man. Okay. So, Wendy Hardy says, side note, but I was really hoping Slaf would get a hat trick tonight. Man, me too. I would have taken a win. I would have taken a win, but like a hat trick would have been lovely. I feel like there were too many people saying it out loud. Like, I know that that's not how things work. I know superstition isn't real, but also superstition is very real. And I need people to stop saying the word hat trick before it happens. Um, oh, Chris says, we're scaring it by a game every time we mention it. Dvorak's never getting to 100. Man, I don't necessarily think he's getting to 100 in the Montreal Canadiens uniform. Uh, which is unfortunate because could use a goal by that third line. Um, it's hard to watch that line because who's on it now? Well, Patty is there, but I think he's playing like it's a more of a mix. But before Patty came back, it was more like Gallagher and Anderson and Dvorak. I don't know that mix of guys, and it's just so painful to see because it genuinely sometimes like is like looking at Christian Dvorak and being like, what do you do here? Because like Gallagher's effort is so visible and like Josh Anderson is just doing Josh Anderson things. Um, but I I feel bad for saying that because like Christian Dvorak is a person with feelings and like he does things for this team, but like come on, man. I think it's gonna be really good for all parties involved when he moves on from this team. I think it'd be good for him, and I think it would be good for the Habs. Uh, we have a logjam at bottom six forwards. Time to step him up. Um, Chris says thought Heineman was our glue guy, but now I'm thinking Heino Evans Army line is our glue guy. Yeah, I think it's the line is our glue guy, guys. Like I think that that's it. Um, when Jake Evans was struggling a little bit there, near all the talk about his contract, and like I think he was just really not doing well. Meant like not I don't want to say not doing well, but like I think he was just struggling mentally to focus on the game when like when it seemed like he was going to be traded. Um, it seemed like things weren't doing great for this team, so I think we might be living and dying by our fourth line and our first line, which, hey, that's life for you. I got nothing. um, I am going to pass you guys off to Andrew, for a quick ad read on our lovely sponsors, Le Saint Motel. And I will again take another puff of my inhaler and we will be right back, folks.
Looking to make awesome memories with your friends? Take some promotional pictures or videos for your business? Check out Le Saint Motel in Montreal's Sud-West borough. It's an amazing selfie studio located in Montreal's historic Chateau Saint-Ambroise, right next to Inchu Bijou. It boasts 12 plus unique decors for you to enjoy and make memories with. Hop into their iconic heart-shaped ball pit or transport yourself back in time to Expo 67. Le Saint Motel can also come to you with mobile decor setups available to rent for events, including setup and takedown, or you can head to lesaintmotel.com right now for more details, or to check out their amazing decors that are always being updated. Now, let's get back to the show, but before you do, make sure you subscribe to Game Over Montreal, Game Over Network, and smash like on this video because it really helps us out.
I'm back. We are so back. Um, let's talk about looking forward. Why not? Why not go on that side? Um, just to kind of go back to what Chris is saying, considering the state of our second line, I don't mind living by the first and fourth line. Yeah, uh, I'm okay, here's the thing. I'm liking some of those players in that mushy middle of the second and third line. Like I think Alex Newhook is doing some great work right now. Like bless him. Honestly, I'm as a Alex Newhook supporter and um a hyper Alex Newhook glazer, some might say. Uh we are, you know, I've always supported him, and I feel like people are finally starting to see it. So yeah, I'm happy with Alex Newhook. I'm happy with Josh Anderson. I think Galley is on and off, but he is doing what Galley does, which is being trying his hardest. And I think sometimes with a guy who has like crab hands and like cement blocks for feet, like it's the best you can ask for. It's not his fault that that's the contract that he's with, and it's not his fault that like Shea Weber accidentally broke him. Like, so, you know, um, I'm supposed to wash my mouth out after I use my inhaler, but love you guys that much, frankly. Uh, Chris says, I've been saying, if no one got me, I know a speedy new hook entry got me. Exactly. If nothing else, he gets a setup. And that is worth celebrating. So let's talk about going forward. Now, I'm going to look at our schedule because, frankly, do not remember. Oh, we are playing the Panthers next. We are playing the Panthers in 2 days. That is so much fun. I am looking forward to that. And then after that, we're playing Ottawa. That's also fun, guys. Then we got the Islanders, which, okay. Then we got the Avs, which difficult game for me personally. I think it will be a difficult game for this team. Uh, the Avs are looking a lot more dangerous than they were last time that these teams faced off. Um, I don't know. I think we've got it. We've got a chance. We've got a chance. I'm not giving up on this team. I don't think I don't think I feasibly can. Like at this point, they've proven me wrong so many times. Like I after Ken Goulet got hurt, I was like, they're done. They're cooked. Like they are done. We are going back at the bottom of the standings, and like seemed like we were headed there for a little while. So you can't blame me. But then they came back. They got inspired. The power of wanting Jake Evans on your team apparently drove Nick Suzuki into this. So ultimately, I think oh god, guys, I just noticed we have to play Florida 3 more times. So we have the next game, which is the 15th. Then we have one on the 30th, March 30th, then April 1st. One of those is a matinee game, the 30th. So that's a loss. Man. Man, I don't know. You have to work with what you have. Nobody in this league gets away with it. It's just like it's fine. Unless you're the Edmonton Oilers and you play the LA Kings like for the 50,000th time, in which case you get to have the same out like in the playoffs, but it's whatever. Uh, this is just how it goes. Like this is you just have to work with this. You just have to go, you have to do your job. All you can do is play the games in front of you, which is what I said on like when people were saying, "Oh, this is just easy like stretch. Why didn't they just win?" Or like it's been easy for them to win. You know, they won't be able to win they won't be able to win against good teams, which like haha, we lost against the Flames and the us and the Kraken, so we lose against bad teams too. Uh but yeah, that's kind of how I feel. You play the games that are in front of you. Um This team, you really don't have a choice. I think that's what's good about this team is you don't every single game they come in, they have to put in all their effort. Like they every single um every single time. Like they just have to put in effort. Every single game is a must win for this team and that's just how it is. That's just where we are. That's where we're that's just where we are. Uh um Chris says, bright side, if this is what they're doing without Gooley, I'm quite excited for what they can do when we get him back. So, do we think we're getting Kane Gooley back? I would like that a lot. I would personally really like that. I think the team would really like that, which I was talking with somebody on Blue Sky earlier about like how this team was really struggling with blocking lanes today, and they were just backing up, backing up, backing up until they were backed up into Dobesh, and then they were like it was just way too passive, um, and way too submissive, way too backing down. Uh, and that's one thing Caden Gooley's very good at. He's very good with his stick. He's very aggressive with his stick, and he makes the right plays. Like, not aggressive in a bad way, aggressive in a you're not getting past that. Um, so that's great to see. I would love to have Caden Gooley back, frankly, for myself, but also for this team. Um, Oh. I think, yeah, I hope we're able to get Caden Gooley back because that would rock. NRR says before tonight they were 19-2 after two-period leads. It's not that bad. Yeah, I think that's good. Like, that's always a good thing to have, is like being able to shut that down once you've got that lead. Um, Sucks that it's 19-3 uh and after today, but hey, it is what it is. Um Oh, Chris says, I didn't mean this year, more in general. I don't think we can keep him out if he can play, but I am begging for him not to be rushed back. That's where I'm at. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. If he can play, you need to play him. Like, there's no, I'm sorry, you have to play Kanguli if he's capable of playing. But if he's not, don't mess with that. I've been really, really cautious about lacerations, in general. I just think that they're like, if some of the reporting that we heard about how the scene of his injury looked after he got injured that game, I don't want to see that again. And I don't want him to deal with that again. But if he's ready to go, you know, put on the skates, Caden. Like, it is time. Put on the skates, put on the pads. It is time. Um, so yeah, that's where I'm at. But you're right, Chris, in that, like, in general, next year, say they have a healthy, Caden Gooley, they have um Laine, they have Kirby Doc or a 2C, whatever they do this summer. Um, I think this and Demidov, they have Demidov. Jesus Christ, I keep forgetting about that guy. That guy. I keep forgetting about our dream and hope and a prayer. Um, I'm excited. Like, this is gonna be a fun team. It just really sucks to watch them right now. Um, so I don't really have much more to talk about, but if you guys have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. I I'll take a few questions. Love talking to you guys. I've been interacting all stream long, and I think I love doing that. Frankly, I need you guys here at this time, when it's alone and I'm coughing my lungs out. But if you have any questions, hockey, about this team, about me, I guess. I don't know why you want to know about me, but if you want to know something about me, uh, Crystal's Reinbacher too. Oh my god, I can't believe I keep forgetting my sweet baby boy. Uh, which isn't that fun? Reinbacher looks, according to the people who I really trust about Laval, they say he looks great, and I love that. Looks like he hasn't missed a step, which genuinely, how amazing. I saw him, like, he's very physical. He doesn't let guys, like, scare him. You have, like, big guys, but you have sometimes those big guys don't like using their body, which is fine. Like, if they have other skills, they can. But it's nice to see Ryan Bucker not stepping down. Um, I know he was out for this game, but I think that, like, the coach was like, it's precautionary and we're just taking it slow, bringing him back, which, like, yeah, I would love for them to do that. That is how they should do that. For a guy as important as Reinbacher. Kapanen, we might even have Kapanen. We might even have some guy. There's a lot of guys. I'm sorry, guys. There's a lot of guys. We have, I guess, Quebec, um, even Mayu, I guess. Okay, so Chris has so many prospects. Charles says Slaf is so back. Hell yeah, man. He is so back, and it is so sick to see. There is nothing better than a confident Yuri Slavkovsky. NRR says sad because Huston. Okay. NRR says, sad because Hudson has finally reached 50 points and the only discourse on, I assume that means Twitter, is the OT. Uh, oh, yep. Uh, yeah. I'm sorry, keep laughing about that, but yeah, it sucks. I'm sure tomorrow we'll all wake up a little bit calmer about this and we'll be able to like assess all the good shit that happened, the Slaf points, like Nick getting points, Laine obviously coming back, sounding very sick in his post game, according to the people I follow, but I can't guarantee that. I will listen back and I'm sure he does. Because he is sick and that's why he was out, guys. Not some big conspiracy theory. Don't be weird. Please be normal about Patrick Laine. I know it's hard. I know it's a lot to ask, but I ask you to be normal about Patrick Laine. So I think tomorrow we'll all wake up. We'll have like a better conversation. I think we'll all feel a lot better. I think most of us are just like really pissy right now. Really worked up. Fair enough. Not telling anybody not to be. It's hard. It was a hard one. Um, but yes. So I'm not seeing any more questions in the chat. I am gonna scroll back a little bit, see if I missed anything. But if I didn't, then we will just end this. Um, much like the Kraken said to this team a second into overtime. Um, Chris earlier said about the schedule is intensifying some emotions. I was fuming when we went to OT at 1 a.m. Yeah, yeah, I think it doesn't help. I think it's a frustrating situation. Uh, Kraken hit so many posts that they did. Um, I also think we can give yeah, let's just for a second, I'm just gonna give Dobesh some credit. I know that he had those like brutal moments where I was like, guy, please get back in your net. You are not Carey Price. I'm sorry. Like it's very hard for people to be Carey Price. But for me, I think he had a really good game. I know those goals were kind of the first two were hard, but there's he kept us in. He kept us in for a lot of it. He made some great saves. He was very athletic. He fought through a lot of adversity, which good for him. He didn't let those early goals kind of make him spiral. So great job by Dobesh. I think this is just a learning experience for him to be like, you can't get away with that in the NHL. You have to be more careful about picking your spots. Um, Riv says everybody, this is earlier, says everybody has been tanked when paired with Sward. I just think the elderly are playing too many minutes when the game goes that late. Yeah, I think that's it. Like, I think I think it's not even when it goes that late. I just think a game. But also, what can you do? Like, Mike Matheson and Alexander Carrier and Lane Hudson are already playing 15,000 minutes. So, okay, so I'm not seeing any more questions in the chat. So therefore, I am going to sign off. But first, I am going to just give you a quick heads up on um what you can expect next of Game Over in terms of the stream. I mean, you know what you can expect from us. We are very reliable in that way, if nothing else. Oh, it's me. Okay. For the Panthers game, it's me. Um, so I'll see you guys there. Hope that this team makes it worth it next time. Thank you everybody who hung out with me. This would have been an insanely hard stream without you guys. And love you guys. Really mad at the Habs right now, but I love them too ultimately. So good night. Wow.